Hello everybody, hello. I hope that you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day so far. Welcome to the month of December. It's already the end of the year. If this has not resonated with you yet, yes, we are going towards the end of 2023. And today I wanted to do a fun video about growing up in a Congolese household. So regardless of the fact that some of us have grown outside of Congo, as long as we are either married or raised by Congolese parents, some of the things that I'm going to point out here are really relevant. So if you really want to stay, you really want to find out how it is to grow up in a Congolese household, please stay tuned and find out. If you grew up in a Congolese household, you would know that in a Congolese household, the first, number one thing that I'm going to point out, that they are not in any particular order. I'll find my way as I go. So one of the first things that I think I noticed growing up in a Congolese, many Congolese brothers and sisters can relate to this, is that in a Congolese household, they barely take you to the hospital unless if you are dying, then they take you to the hospital. When you're not feeling well, your mom and dad will be the ones praying for you. Like for us, hospital for why? For when? And I think maybe as time has evolved and we are more informed about certain things, that my parents are starting to warm up to the idea of going to the doctor for this and that. But growing up, you can't go. You can't say you are sick. You're sick for what? How come? You can't say you are sick. You can't say you are stressed. What do you mean you are stressed? Do you know what is stress? Do you know what it means to really work hard? You don't know what it means to work hard. So you can't say you are stressed. You can't say that you are sick. You can't say you are depressed. So your sickness cannot take you to the doctor unless if they know that you're born with a condition of some sort, and then like you are really running a fever that really deserves a doctor's attention. But self-medication is the way to go. Prayer, they are going to pray for you, anoint your head. And the second thing, growing up in a Congolese household, is that even if you live in a house that has a bathtub and a shower, we still like to use our buckets. So I'm not sure if you have visited Congolese households or Congolese families. When you go into their bathroom, there's always that small bucket in the corner of the there is always that smaller bucket in the corner of the, like, it's either underneath the sink, it's either behind the door. I'm sure you guys will stop paying attention now. There is always that one bucket with another smaller bucket inside. You know why? Because of the issue of water in our country, where water will go away for for days onwards. We are used to using buckets. We always had buckets of water stored somewhere. I think it has been installed in us. Even me, I'm married now. I still have that. My mom has practically initiated me. She was giving me these bottles. So I have these bottles that I store water in, just in case. If we have any issues of water or it's raining, that's gonna be our backup plan. And the bucket will come in handy when I need to bath. So yes, that's the second thing. We love our buckets. It doesn't matter if you have a bathtub or a shower, that always comes in handy. I'm not sure about other households, but in our Congolese household, we don't really think that the mop with the stick really cleans properly. We like to have our own mop. For example, you have been using this towel for months and months or even years. This towel has done its work. Now to graduate to floor mopping. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm always tempted to do that whenever I'm like, and sometimes I feel like that mop does the job. When I'm cleaning my house, I feel like that mop does a better job than the stick mop. I have no idea why. Because I always feel like, okay, if this one is, and I feel like it's faster. So I don't know if it's just me. It's not like I don't have the money to buy the mop. I have money. I have a mop, but I prefer to have another one on the side just for emergencies. So yes, if you go to most Congolese households, we don't buy no more. Most of us don't buy mats. We don't buy mats in front of the door. You would normally see It's either an old towel or old somebody's old jersey. Guys, this must actually fall. This thing must actually fall. But yeah, I am guilty of doing that. I am very guilty. Not that I don't use my mop all the time, but it's my go-to mop whenever I really need to get done and clean up my floor as fast as possible. Yeah, very guilty. Now that I mentioned these things, I'm just starting to realize just how fun it is. In a Congolese household, there is no such thing as second chance. I'm not sure about your cultures, your families, but in a Congolese household, there is no such thing as second chance. You did something once, it will remain. Like I would just say in the Congolese community, even if it's like if someone just says Gloria did, everyone will be saying that's what it is. Even if you try to change people's mind, it's not possible, because that is, you don't get a second chance to redeem yourself, and like, unless if you do something extraordinary, but you will always be referred to as that person that did this and did that. So that is how our people think. There is nothing we can do about it. There is nothing we can do to change their mind. So once you have disappointed them in that regard, my friend, oh, it's gonna take you like a mountain, a molehill for you to actually get to change their minds again. So you don't get many chances. Guys, if I forgot anything and you're Congolese and you're watching this and you can find yourself in any of the things that I'm saying, or even if you feel like I've forgotten something, please feel free and bring it forth. Yeah. So in a Congolese household, I don't know if other cultures are as strong as, I don't know if other countries, but our families, they know how to iron. Hey, they can iron for Africa. You know the way that everything is ironed, it looks. My people, my mom used to spend hours ironing. My mom, she would spend 3-4 hours ironing every stuff from my dad, all my 4 brothers. And then for me, of course, when I was grown already, she would be like, I can't take your own things. But it's like every once in a while, you find my mom, almost every Sunday after doing the laundry, she's doing that. I don't know, do you guys iron as much as we do? Because there's no such thing as, you don't really find things such as, oh, I have to iron before you go to school. What do you mean you have to iron before you go to school? You should have ironed your things last night already. Or even your mom will put herself up there ironing. And another thing will be, in a Congolese culture or household, you will barely find cats. Please let me know of any Congolese person that you know that owns cats, because Congolese people associate cats with spirits. I'm sure as an African, I'm sure if you have ever gone through stories where cats were used, like in my family, I'll use an example of to announce the death of one of my relatives. My dad heard cats outside the house, and then when he looked out of the window, he actually saw 3 cats, one laying down crying, and then 2 others also meowing their lives away. Meowing. My father was like, what's going on? He was very young, and then the next day, just for them to find out that one of his siblings died. So since that time, in our house, when we hear cats, even if it's at 1 a.m. in the night, my dad is gonna hear that cat. If you hear meow, meow way, meow how, my father's gonna come. He's gonna wake up, anointing water, anointing oil. If some of you are sleeping, it's gonna wake you up and be like, it is time to pray. That cat is coming to announce bad news. So yeah, Congolese people and cats. I don't know if you're a Congolese and you own cats. Kudos to you, because you've really I don't want to certify the narratives, but you have really, it's a big deal. Let me just say it's a big deal, because cats are not associated with nice things in our culture. And howls, things like night howls. Why would I hear a night howl when I'm sleeping in the middle of the night? Hiya. So cats, night howls, we don't play with that. We can still get around with dogs. We love dogs. Congolese people love dogs, but cats, you don't go there. Oh my goodness. Another thing about growing up in a Congolese household, guys, is that you cannot fail at school and live in peace. If you come home from school with low marks, your parents look at your stuff and they realize that you have C's and D's and C's and D's. Everything that you do in that house will not be good enough. Everything you do, look at you, no wonder you're failing at school. Everything that you do, look at you. And worse is when your father comes with you to your report ceremony or report day, came to collect, and you heard what the teacher said about you. You might just go crazy. So if you want to take your Congolese father, with you to go and take your report, you must have aced that term. You must be on A's and B's and A's and B's. Because my father hated whenever he would take us to report day, or you would go and collect a report and receives bad reports, or even like, you know, lower standard. If you are not the best among the best, there's less expectations of you in the house. Everybody's like, Gloria, that one, we shall see. So yes, I'm sure this also goes with almost all cultures in the world, but the Congolese household, that's how it is. Yeah, you don't get to be second. You must be the first, so they can brag about you, so they can say that you went to this school, so they can say that you did this and you did that. And then another thing about Congolese people, or growing up in a Congolese household, is that when we cook, we don't use a lot of spices. We are raised to use less spice in our food. When I mean spices, I mean, because you know, when I look sometimes at all these cooking, whatever, you find people will be, oh, we need to put coriander, you need to put thyme, you need to put a paste, a garlic paste, and then you're adding all these things. Congolese household, or in the Congolese community, they encourage you to use more natural ingredients when you cook than things that have been dried up or grinded or anything like that. So you really need, because they said it's for your health, because all these spices and stuff are the cause for all these ailments, such as cancer, such as, you know, all these other sicknesses or diabetes. It leads to a whole lot of complications. So they're like, you have to cook with celery, or what you call it, parsley, and lots of spring onion. Well, garlic has to be the fresh garlic. So that is a typical Congolese way. And I remember growing up in the house, the only spice that we were allowed to use was garlic, onion, and garlic, onion, and parsley. And my mom tried every once in a while to add a bit of cubes, but we knew that was our typical way of eating. My mom was like, better be healthy than me doing all these things. And when you think about it, over time you get used to it, and it's not like the food doesn't taste nice. It still tastes nice. It's just that it is just not as spicy, or the flavor is not all like a whole blended mix of things. It is just, you know, you can taste the parsley blended nicely in your food or in your sauce, and that's it. Whenever they see your friends doing what you are not doing, my friend, you are finished. Number one, it's either if your friends are doing all these nice things, they'll be like, just look at your friends. Why aren't you doing what your friends are doing? Just look at your friends. Now, the worst thing is when you are the one doing good things, now your friends are doing bad things. They will not believe you. Just like I mentioned earlier, that they don't give you lots of chances. They will not believe you. They will think because you're hanging out with that person, it is done. That is who you are. So every time you'll be like, hey, even with the friends, if I say you, if I do this and if I do that. You know, growing up has taught me that just because someone smokes or someone drinks, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are a bad person. You know what I mean? If that is an addiction they are dealing with, but they are living a good life. I mean, they're at least living a just life, or they are also striving, they are working towards their goals. That does not necessarily mean that they are bad people. But in a Congolese household, you cannot call that, you cannot explain why you are walking and your friend was smoking. Huh? Like, what? It's like, how come? They won't, like, it was a no-go. So yeah, so I think I've blabbed a lot about things about growing up in a Congolese household, but please tell me, which one was your favorite? Is it the one of the mop? Is it the one of the bucket? Is it the one of the hospitals? So yeah, guys, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. I wish you all a blessed day further, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.